There are towns that carry their history right on the surface. And then there are towns like Alton, Illinois, places where the past sits just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to rise up and make itself known. Alton is one of the oldest river towns along the Mississippi, and it's witnessed everything: war, industry changes, tragedy, prosperity, and more than its fair share of strange happenings. It's a place where the river fog rolls in thick, where the streets feel older than they look, and where the buildings seem to hold on to memories long after the people who made them are gone. And right in the middle of all that history sits the Mineral Springs Hotel, a building that was supposed to bring healing and hope, but instead became a magnet for sorrow, violence, and spirits that refuse to move on. Welcome to Supernatural Tales from Mammal's Front Porch, the podcast where ghost stories aren't just campfire tales, they're family tradition. I'm Heather Perrin, author, lover of haunted history, believer in the unexplained, and your host for this storytelling journey into eerie folklore, fictional frights, and true paranormal encounters from around the United States. Each week, I'll be sharing tales that are a little strange, a little spine-tingling, and maybe, just maybe, true. So grab a mason jar of sweet tea, pull up a chair, and settle in. Because here on Mammal's Front Porch, we believe the veil is just a little thinner when the sun goes down, and the stories, well, they have a way of finding you. Welcome back to Supernatural Tales from Mammal's Front Porch. I'm Heather, and today we're stepping into one of the most haunted hotels in the Midwest. A place built on natural springs, shaped by ambition, and haunted by the people who walked its halls long before it became a paranormal hotspot. The Mineral Springs Hotel is a beautiful old structure full of marble, arches, and echoes, but beneath the elegance is a story that twists and turns through heartbreak, greed, and death. The hotel opened in 1914 during a time when mineral water was believed to cure just about anything. People traveled from all over the country to soak in healing baths, drink from natural springs, and let the minerals work their magic. Alton's springs were famous for their purity, and the hotel was built to capitalize on that reputation. It had luxurious rooms, a grand staircase, a massive swimming pool, and a bottling plant where the mineral water was packaged and sold. It was meant to be a place of rejuvenation, a sanctuary for the weary. But the truth is, the Mineral Springs Hotel never lived up to its promise. From the very beginning, the building seemed to attract misfortune. Construction was plagued by accidents. Workers reported strange noises and shadows moving across the unfinished walls. Some refused to work at night, and once the hotel opened, the tragedies only multiplied. One of the earliest and most well-known stories is that of the Jasmine Lady. She's one of the hotel's most frequently seen spirits, a woman dressed in white, often accompanied by the strong scent of jasmine perfume. The story goes that she was a guest in the hotel in the early 1900s, staying with her husband. Their marriage was troubled, full of jealousy and suspicion. One night, after a heated argument, she was found dead at the bottom of the grand staircase. Some say she fell, others say she jumped, and some believe her husband pushed her. Whatever the truth is, her spirit never left. People who visit the hotel today often smell jasmine before they see her. The scents drift through the hallways, soft and sweet, even when no one nearby is wearing any perfume. Some see her standing at the top of the staircase looking down with a sad, distant expression. Others see her walking the halls. her dress trailing behind her like mist, and some have felt a gentle touch on their arm, as if she's trying to get their attention. Her presence is mournful, but not threatening, a woman caught in the moment of her death, still searching for answers she never found in life. But not all of the spirits in the Mineral Springs Hotel are gentle. The swimming pool, once the largest indoor pool in Illinois, is one of the most active and unsettling areas in the building. The pool was a major attraction when the hotel first opened, drawing guests who wanted to soak in the mineral-rich water. But it also became the site of multiple drownings. Some were accidents. Some, however, were rumored to be suicides. And then, well, some were never completely explained. Visitors report hearing splashing in the empty pool. They hear the sound of someone swimming, even though the water has been drained for decades. Some hear a child laughing, followed by a sudden, chilling silence. And some have seen a figure standing at the edge of the pool. It looks like a man with wet footprints trailing behind him, even though the floor is 100% dry. The energy in the pool area is dark and heavy, as if the air itself seems to remember the panic of those final moments. Another well-known spirit is the Shadow Man. He haunts the bottling plant. The bottling plant was where the hotel's mineral water was processed and packaged, and it was a dangerous place to work. Machinery broke down, workers were injured, and at least one man died in an accident involving the bottling equipment. Today, people see a tall, dark figure moving through the shadows of the plant. He's described as broad-shouldered, silent, and intimidating. Some say he watches from the corners, others say he follows them, and some have felt a sudden drop in temperature, like he's standing right behind them. The hotel also has a spirit known as the Crying Girl. She's seen near the old ballroom, a young girl in a simple dress, her face streaked with tears. No one knows her story for certain, but the most common theory is that she was the daughter of a hotel employee who died of illness. People hear her sobbing softly or calling out for her mother. Some have even seen her sitting on the floor, hugging her knees. Then there are some that have felt a small hand slip into theirs, only to have it vanish a moment later. Her presence is, of course, heartbreaking. It's a reminder that not all hauntings come from violence, but some come from unimaginable loss. One of the most chilling stories, however, tied to the hotel is that of the Blue Room. The Blue Room was once one of the hotel's most luxurious suites. Sorry, can't talk today for some reason. Reserved for wealthy guests, but it also became the site of a violent death. A man was found dead in the room under mysterious circumstances. Some say he was murdered, others say he took his own life. Today the room is known for sudden cold spots, flickering lights, and the overwhelming feeling of being watched. People who enter the room often feel dizzy or disoriented. Some hear footsteps pacing behind them, and some have seen a figure standing near the window staring out toward the river as if waiting for someone who never arrived. The Mineral Springs Hotel is full of stories of guests who came seeking healing but found tragedy instead. Stories of workers who lost their lives on the job, stories of families torn apart by grief. The building absorbed all of it, layer by layer, brick by brick, until the walls themselves seem to hold on to the emotions of everyone who ever walked through its doors. What makes this place so haunted isn't just the number of deaths, it's the intensity of the emotions tied to them. The hotel was supposed to be a sanctuary, a place of renewal, but instead it became a place where people confronted their deepest fears, their darkest moments, and their most painful losses. And those emotions linger long after everything else is gone. If you ever go visit the Mineral Springs Hotel, take your time going through it. Walk slowly, listen carefully, and pay attention to the small things. The scents of jasmine drifting through an empty hallway, the sound of water splashing where there is none, the feeling of someone brushing past you when there is nobody there. The Mineral Springs Hotel doesn't shout its stories out loud, it whispers them. And if you're quiet enough, you'll hear every word. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Supernatural Tales from Mammal's Front Porch. Next time, we're leaving the river town behind and heading back into the mountains where an abandoned hospital in Williamson, West Virginia still holds the echoes of patients, nurses, and something far darker. We're heading back to Appalachia to explore the old college hospital, a place where the past never really checked out. Until then, thank you for spending time on the porch with me. If you liked today's episode, be sure to follow the show, leave a review, and tell a friend who loves a good spooky podcast. You can also find me on Facebook and TikTok at Supernatural Tales from Mammal's Front Porch for more updates, behind-the-scenes looks, and the occasional eerie extra. And if you'd like to support the podcast and get access to bonus content, sneak peeks, book readings, and more, come visit me over on Patreon. I'd love to have you join me on the front porch. All of these things will be linked in the show notes. This has been Supernatural Tales from Mammal's Front Porch with Heather Perrin. Keep your porch light on because you never know who or what might stop by.